So there was once a very poor man who had many sons. Upon the birth of his 8th son, he needed to find a compadre, a godfather for his son. Now, since he already had so many sons, he had, a hard time finding somebody, because pretty much everybody else that, he knew in his family was already, godfather for one of his other sons. So he went traveling trying to find a godfather for this son. Well, he was walking along the road, and he came across a man. He was very richly dressed. He had very nice clothes on. And he went up to the man, and he introduced himself, and, he told him, he said, "I'm looking for a compadre for my son. Would you like to perform that for me?" And the man said, "Well, you look like a very poor man. I am the devil. I'm only for rich men. Now, I'm sorry, I cannot help you." So, the poor father, he kind of shook his head in agreement, and he went on his way. Well, a little while later, he came across another man. He introduced himself to this man, told him his plight, said, "I'm looking for a compadre for my son. Would you be able to help me?" And the man turned to the father and he said, "Well, I can see that you're a very poor man. Well, I am Death. I help all men, rich and poor. So yes, I will do this for you. And not only that, but I will ensure that your son grows up to become a very, very skilled doctor." So the agreement was made, and when the man's son turned 15, he went to live with Death. Death taught him how to become a very good doctor, and he became very skilled. He could heal almost every ailment. The only part was, Death said to the son, he said, "If you see me standing at somebody's bedside, you will know that that I'm going to be taking this man, and don't try to heal him, because he belongs to me." So, many years went by, and the son, he was a very good doctor, and he always kept faith with his bargain for Death. Until one day, he met this very beautiful young lady whom he fell in love with. Now, the lady's father, he was a very rich man, and of course, he only wanted another rich man for his son-in-law. So the doctor had a hard time getting into the father's graces. Well, as it turned out, one day the father of this beautiful young lady fell very ill, and he sent around to the doctor to come heal him. Well, the doctor came to his house, and the rich father said to the doctor, he said, "If you can cure me, I will give you my daughter in marriage." Well, so the doctor set about healing the man, but as he was at his bedside, he looked up, and he saw Death standing there. Because the doctor was so in love with this young lady, he ignored Death's presence, and he healed the rich father anyways. Well, Death wasn't very happy about this. So after the doctor left the rich man's house, Death came alongside of him, and he said, "Come here, I want to show you something." So Death took him back to his house, and he showed him a room that the doctor had never seen before. As he went in this room, there were all kinds of candles everywhere in this room. Some candles were very tall and had a lot of life in them. Other candles were very short, and the flames were flickering out. The doctor said, "What are these?" And Death said, "Well, these are the lives of everybody whom I have control over." And Death said to him, "Would you like to see your candle?" And the doctor said, "Well, yes." So Death took out a candle. It was a nice tall candle, had a lot of life to it. Death said, "See, this is your candle." And then Death blew it out. The end.